You're on death row. What would your last meal be?
Steak and
Nice.
pussy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Casual Podcast. My name's Jonathan.
And I'm Rob. And guys, we have a very, very special guest. Please welcome Julian Marquez.
The man, the myth, and the legend. Julian, how are you?
I am golden. Whoa.
You disappeared. There we go.
Can you see me?
We got you, buddy. We got you.
On it.
Dude, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule, man. Rob and I have been fans of yours ever since we saw you fight and that Miley Cyrus call out, which we'll get to in a bit. But thanks again for joining the Casual Podcast, and we're going to jump right into the interview.
Let's go in. Let's do it.
All right. So your first 5 wins were by knockout. What was it like to get the call to be in Dana White's Contender Series? You ultimately won that fight also by knockout, and you were, officially became a UFC fighter. So, I mean, you had to just feel unstoppable. You were just knocking guys out left and right.
Man, you would think that you'd feel unstoppable, man, but this game that we are in is it's a crazy game, man, and anything could happen at any given moment. As we just saw recently, the Jorge Masvidal getting, finished by Usman, Rose Namajunas knocking out Whaley. Like, those things are always on your mind. And I do feel unstoppable, but I still respect the game and understand that anything can happen. So when I go into a fight, it's never that, well, I'm the baddest dude. It's like, I'm nervous as hell, man. Shit. Super nervous.
Well, you don't show it, man. You don't show it. And look, I'll be honest with you, dude. You're only 30 years old, and you are, as far as earning your stripes go, you are earning them in the MMA world. You started fighting back in 2014 in Kansas City with Blackout. You had a fight with Bellator. You participated in the Contender Series. You fought during the Tough 27 finale. So what was it like to put in all that work and then get sidelined with a shoulder injury for almost 2 years? I mean, how does an injury like that affect you mentally?
It doesn't affect me at all. It actually gave me what I needed to grow as an adult and as a fighter, man. Like, the thing is that, the hype can get to you, and just the feeling like you're the number one guy or you're the man and you do this, that, and the other. Everyone's always feeding into you. And the thing is that, like, you don't feed into it, but everyone thinks that they are irreplaceable. Everyone thinks that they have everything figured out. Everyone believes that, there's once you make it, you're going to make millions. No, it's not, man. You got to fight for everything you do. And, getting injured on the Tough, I forgot which one, the Tough fight in July 6th, like, that changed my entire life, man. I understood how this game works. I understood the inside of the business, the outside of the business, how to promote myself, how to market myself, how to talk to fans, how to talk to friends, and do things that no other fighter is doing and dealing with that type of deal. Like, no one's ever done what I did. No one went through the injury that I went through. No one has gone through the roller coaster ride that I went through. And no one's willing to put in the extra work that I'm willing to do. And that's why in 2 fights, you've seen me do things that people that have been in the UFC for years could never accomplish. And it's because I'm a real person. I'm legit. And I show you that I put everything, my heart, soul, and everything. I don't need to talk crap to anybody. I don't need to spit fire at anything. I just need to be myself and literally enjoy what I do. And that's what, that 31 months, dude, it killed me, but it made me a better person. It made me a better athlete. It made me a better businessman. It made me a better marketer. It made me all around better, Julian Marquez.
So when we're kids, it's like that old saying when you're a kid, you fall off your bike, you got to get right back on and start riding again. I'm sure you watched 261. You saw what happened to Chris Weidman's leg. It happened to Anderson Silva's leg. It made me dry heave watching that fight. But like, when you had your shoulder injury, did that make you timid at all about going balls to the walls? Like, or do you just have to kind of bury that and just you can't be afraid of getting injured again?
I'm not a victim. That's the thing is I'm not a victim, and I'll never play the victim card. I'll never play, whoa, me, why do you hate me? Why do you do this? Fuck that. You know, I'm sorry for cussing, but no.
No, cuss away. Cuss away.
I'm not a victim, man, and I don't play the victim card. When I tore my arm out, it was my fault. It was my body's fault that it didn't hang with the you know, the capacity of what I felt that I needed to do in that fight. It ripped off, and I still fought with it. I tried to figure out how to get through the fight. I felt like I won the fight. The 3 judges on the side gave me 3 different scores. It is what it is. I'm never going to go back to it. It is what it is. It was my fault for losing that fight, and I take 100% responsibility. And I take 100% responsibility of what I had to do to go out on the outside to get myself back in the game. It is me. I'm not going to sit there, well, I tore my arm out so I can be lenient. Oh, I did this, so this can happen. I'm not playing the victim card. And Chris Weidman had an unfortunate event where he snapped his leg. The difference is Chris Weidman has his life already set up, and he can make a lot of money, and he can chill out for 18 months and be okay. He can even chill out for 31 months and be okay. Me, I had to go get money. I had to go fight for money. I had to go train for money. I had to go to work. I worked 3 jobs in Vegas doing side gigs and everything to make sure that I wasn't left behind.
I respect that so much, dude.
Yeah, that is really powerful. And you know, you started fighting professionally at 24 years old, and you know, did you grow up in any type of mixed martial arts, or was there anything that motivated you or inspired you to want to make this a full-time career?
Man, when I was a kid, dude, like my family would get together and we'd have parties. See, being a Cuban American from Kansas City is a really loving city, and that's what I love the most about it. That's why I always like bring it up in my post-fight call-outs, because most people don't know about the city, and most people don't know about the origin of the city and everything that comes with it. People here are humble. People here are great people. You hold the door open for someone, they say thank you. In Vegas, I held the door open for people, and they wouldn't say thank you, and I would go back and be like, hey, can you go back outside? And they're like, why? I'm like, you didn't even bother to say thank you. Like, fuck you. I just held the door open for you. You know, it's like, be appreciative for the stuff. So Kansas City's more like that. And when I was a kid growing up, it was just like my neighborhood, my family, my friends would all get together for these like boxing bouts. And my dad and I watched, you know, Old Pride, and we watched the beginning UFC. And I watched it as a kid growing up. And like, we'd have these hosting these giant events. Like, bro, like being a Cuban American, bro, all of our family would literally come over for having coffee in the morning. Dude, we had like 7 people at 8 o'clock in the morning drinking coffee, and they're all just talking, just being a family.
Love that.
And most people didn't know that. Like, most people didn't have that type of heritage behind them. I didn't realize that wasn't a real thing until I went to my American friends' houses, stayed the night, and then woke up in the morning and no one was over there eating breakfast. Whereas our family, like your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, they're sitting there, they're drinking coffee, they're talking crap. It's only the sun's barely coming out. We're having fun from start to finish. And then the boxing, like our events that we'd have 50, 60 people that are family members and a couple friends, you know, watching Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather box out, or Mike Tyson and Holyfield. We watch that stuff go down, or any football. Like, and I always wanted that feeling of bringing my family together to host, you know, the fights and host the, you know, like have a reason to get them to join in, you know what I mean? And have a celebration. Like, I've always wanted that. And, you know, as a kid, we watched WWE and all that cool stuff. Stone Cold Steve Austin, my guy, The Rock, my brother. It's cool. But like growing up doing that stuff, like my dad kind of like forced me to do like karate, and it was cool. I'm an orange belt in karate, but it wasn't like really anything I was interested in. But he forced me to do wrestling, and then wrestling just kind of, that was all she wrote. Wrestling took me off into MMA, and that's how I got here.
That's amazing. So you had a huge submission win over Sam Alvey on April 10th. You were fighting on the Victoria Holland card. So aside from the Miley Cyrus and the Chiefs, who does Julian Marquez have his sights set on next? Who would you like to get in the octagon with?
Man, like, dude, you could fight Israel Adesanya, or I can fight someone that you don't know, and I'll make the same exact pay. So until my pay matches the opponent, then I don't really care.
That's like, fucking awesome, dude. You know what I always say, Jules? I always say, I'm like, fighters fight, you know? I hate the people who like cherry pick these opponents And like I just say, if you're a fighter, you fucking fight. It's what you want to do. You know, that is so cool to hear you say that, man.
Yeah. So it's like, look, I'm my goal when I got in here and to where it is now, till after my injury, during the injury, the dreams that I had, it wasn't to fight a top 15 guy. It wasn't to fight the top 10 guy. It wasn't to be a contender. It was to be the champion. So if I'm going to waste my breath on calling out another fighter within the promotion, it's going to be whoever holds the belt. Why waste my breath on anybody else? Because it doesn't matter.
Yep.
You guys want me to cheer it up and build it up, but why would I waste my 15 minutes of fame on talking about a fighter that most people don't know? They might know, they feel indifferent, and only fighters will know. Or I can call out the Kansas City Chiefs and Miley Cyrus, and the world knows that. And then now the world knows who Julian Marquez is. Come on,
Yeah,
I'm the fucking greatest person marketer in the world.
That's amazing.
And I'm going to keep doing this stuff, man. I'm going to have fun. I didn't come here to fight to be an asshole. I came here to fight because I love fighting. I'm a competitor at heart. But also, I want to have a great, fun time. Absolutely. That is my inner personality. I'm fun. You hang out with me, you're gonna have a shitload of fun. I just jumped out of a freaking plane with two strangers that I met at Lululemon that were talking about jumping out of a plane. I said, "Let's go tomorrow," and they were scared. And I was like, "Okay, let's go." Like, that's the thing. That's me. Like, if you want to hang out with me, we're gonna do some crazy stuff. We're gonna have fun, respectfully.
Right. That's awesome. All right. So an amazing stat of yours is that all of your wins comes by either submission or knockout. Your only losses were close fights that went to a decision or split decision. Does that motivate you more to try and finish the fight when you step in the ring? Is there a game plan to like finish him to win, or do you not even consider that?
Man, I go in there to finish every fight. The two fights that I had. The two fights that I had that I lost, that I didn't finish, was with a guy that was on steroids and a person who the judges gave the fight to him. Like, wow. The judges don't like me as a fighter, so I want to remove the option of them going there. I don't win decision fights. I don't win decision fights, and it's not because like I'm just not a decision fighter. Like, my style, I got hit a lot previous. I got hit a lot. I would go after the kill, but like I never earned the respect of the judges, and I don't ever want them in there. I don't.
Wow.
No, that's respectable, man. This shit happens all the time in boxing, especially. I just, we've talked to other fighters before on the podcast, and something's got to be done with the scoring system in MMA, because it's just, maybe if you're able to make rounds a draw or something, but so many fights go to the judges, and like you said that one time, it's like you had 3 different scores from 3 different judges. It's like there's no consistency,
Right.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, if you want to look at it, okay, look at who wins the majority of the card. Quit going by the two. Like, I won all 3 on one judge's card. I won the second round on another, and I won the third round on another. It's like, how are you guys that far off of each other? It's like, right. So I found the perfect equation to the judges is finish the fight.
Take them out of the equation.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because that doesn't matter, man. Like, look, legitimately, we are humans, and as humans, and my deal is, if you look at us, we have flaws. We make mistakes. We do things that we don't normally like to do, or things that happen. It just is what it is. And that person who's judging could have had a shit day that day, and didn't really care for a situation. Like, I'm not going to really score that, and it would alter it because he was like, I didn't see that, or I didn't feel like that was a significant punch, when it could have been in a different judge's eyes. It's just like, so they might something, and then they talk about it afterwards and like, yeah, you're right. But no one really hounds these judges. No one really finds these judges like they do the refs. No one's like, oh, this judge sucks, let's pull him off the card. Right. No, they still reward them, and it is what it is. Like, that's just remove the equation, finish the fight, and then you don't have to talk about it.
What are your thoughts on having retired fighters judge the fights?
No, not at all. I don't want anybody that's been in the fight game to judge the fights. I want that if you're on the judging deal, you need to be at the fights. After the fights, you need to have like a class. Every time you need to go have a class, and you should be mandatory once a month. You have updated rules classes where you get educated on what you're doing. My dad is a judge in Kansas City. My dad goes to more referee and judging, seminars than most of these actual high level judges. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. And when I listen to him, how he judges, he explains it. And he tells me things on like how he judges a fight, or afterwards, if anybody split, they'll talk about it amongst themselves. And legit, like I can legitimately say this. I've had people apologize for the way they've judged before. And it's like, man, I just wasn't, we messed up on that. And it's like, okay, you messed up, but I lost,
that's unfortunate
of my purse.
That's
so it's like, it's like at that point in time, if fighters have to train every day for a fight, I feel like judges have to train at least multiple times a week for a fight. And that's the only way to finish it.
Especially when the fighter's win bonus is, at play here. And if, like you're saying, if a judge has a bad day that day or whatever, that could, ruin somebody financially.
Absolutely. And this is the thing is the judges, like, I respect them a lot. And there's a lot of good judges out there, and they're not bad. They are very intelligent. I've talked to some of them. I've understood what they're saying, how they're speaking, and what they judge on and what they see. And a lot of people don't understand that judges can only judge on what they see. I've judged from the side of a cage, and I've done all their criteria and did everything. And come to find out, my judging scorecard was different than the judge on the other side because they could see something I couldn't. And mine didn't count. So it doesn't matter on that. But the judge beside me had a similar card to mine, and it caused the other person to win. And we discussed about it afterwards. And me and the other person were like, yeah, we didn't see that because we didn't see foot stomps and knees. We didn't see any of it landing. We just saw them kind of like going against the cage. And next thing you know, oh, okay, like, there we go. Like, this is why. So I get why these judges have, and they are skilled. They do understand. But again, there has to be something different to make sure we don't have these, you win 5 out of 9 possible points on the card and you still lose the fight. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
All right. So look, man, and I've told you this when we've chatted on Instagram too. I was like, as far as MMA fighters go, you are quickly climbing to the top of the list as the most interesting man out there. You asked Miley Cyrus to be your Valentine. You called out Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill to a game of pickleball. You have a podcast called Beauty and the Beast with an adult film star, Kendra Lust. And you just said, it's like when you hang out with you're gonna do some crazy shit. And I love that you have this just fun attitude. Now, as far as Julian Marquez goes, where do you see yourself at the end of 2021?
I mean, I see myself just rising. Like, I'm not gonna put a cap on it, because if I say, oh man, I'm gonna be at this location at this time and I don't make it, then I'm gonna be upset. Or I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have this, bro, I'm just gonna be rising up. End of 2021, we're gonna have another conversation on here, and you're just gonna be like, Jesus, how the fuck did you do this? How are you doing this? You're like, how are you continuously winning? How are you getting all these, celebrities to team up with you? How are you fucking, like, what is it that you're doing? I don't understand. That's what's going to happen.
I love it.
Mark my words.
I love it. All right. Well, Julian, that is actually the last question we had. However, we always save this as a surprise to our fighters on the interview. You've gone the distance before. You've gone 3 rounds, but now you are about to go 10 quick rounds with Rob and Jonathan. Julian Marquez, are you ready to play?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what this is, but we're going to figure it out.
All right. Here we go. You're on death row. What would your last meal be?
Steak.
And nice.
Pussy.
Perfect. All right. When you were at a restaurant, would you say something if you didn't like the food, or would you just eat it?
I'll just eat it because it doesn't matter. It's not their problem. It was my problem for showing up to that restaurant.
Love it.
Nice.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a dancer are you?
About a 6.5.
Okay. What song would you sing for your American Idol audition?
Party in the USA all day.
Miley! All right. You get into a back alley fight with a bunch of chickens. How many chickens would it take to overpower you and kill you?
I would go straight Ozzy Osbourne like you did on the bat. They will not stand a chance.
No amount of chickens. No amount of chickens.
I have cardio for days. I don't understand this. I am literally outside this place called the Peanut in Kansas City, and they have the best wings. So I'm eating chicken wings right now, and I'm about to go back in and take on some more chicken wings. So no amount.
Love it.
All right. What job could you never imagine doing?
Cleaning like porta potties for a living. Yeah. Like those fucking suck.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I was in the Army, so I've done it.
Tell us your favorite dad joke.
My favorite dad. Okay, here we go. All right. Here we go. All right. Hold up. I gotta make this correct. Right?
Okay.
I don't want to fuck it up. All right. What do you call a cow with no legs?
What?
Ground beef. What do you call a cow with 3 legs?
I don't know.
Lean beef. What do you call a cow with 4 legs?
A cow.
Your mom.
Oh my God, amazing.
That's the best mom joke.
I love it.
Let's go.
All right. When you are cutting weight, what food do you crave more than any other food?
Tootsie Pops.
Nice.
It's not a food, but I don't know why. I love Tootsie Pops.
Tootsie Roll, Tootsie Pops. If you're watching this podcast, I think we got a new sponsorship opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you have no idea. People would ask me, if you ask Heather, you ask Bobby, you ask Bo, anybody from the PI, they literally hear me talk about Tootsie Pops all the time. And they didn't know that there's green Tootsie Pops out there. I love Tootsie Pops. I love Tootsie Pops. They're my favorite. And I don't know why I crave it when I cut weight, but I don't want it right now.
All right, this is my last question, and we got one more from Rob. If you got to punch one person in the face from the past, who would it be?
Elvis Presley.
Fucking love it. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Fucking why not?
If you could bring one fictional character from any movie to life, who would it be?
Man, from any movie, fictional character. Honestly, I would probably bring. Man, that's actually damn. You guys stumped me on that. That's a good one. I'll probably bring the big giant Michelin Man from Ghostbusters.
Oh, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, the Stay Puft That's what it is. That's a Michelin Man. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Just to literally watch everyone go on the news and have to sit there and explain what's going on in the city and how we have to take out this creature that we've no clue. It would just be hilarious.
I fucking love it.
And I don't think literally think about it. It stepped on you. It just you got smushed by a marshmallow. You get up and you're just gonna be full of just white marshmallow.
Julian, I think the funniest part about this entire situation, this entire scenario, is us getting to watch you dressed up as a Ghostbuster. That's gonna be
there's something strange in the neighborhood. Who are you gonna call?
Julian Marquez.
Let's go.
All right, Julian, that's all we got for you, man. Thank you so fucking much, dude. And I look forward to chatting with you again at the end of the year and just to say you were fucking right, dude. You're a star, man, and this was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Rob.
And that's Julian fucking Marquez. Take care, everybody.
Alrighty.